Hi everyone, I hope you're all enjoying your weekend. And what I wanted to do for my YouTube subscribers as sort of like a thank you, but also because I do want to get more consistent with my videos, is that I'm going to be doing a series and it's called Let's Talk About It. So the whole point of this series that I'm doing, where there's going to be 5 episodes and I will film and then I will upload straight to my YouTube channel over the next 5 days, is talking about more controversial topics or things that maybe people are aware of and stuff, but I just want you to get involved, comment, let me know what you think, share this video, talk about it with others. And the first video in this episode is called Cheater versus Mistress. So recently I saw a Facebook post where someone said, any single woman who entertains a man in a relationship has no morals and is a home wrecker. So my response to that, and I directly responded on the post, was that although the morally could be argued this isn't a nice thing to do, the person in the relationship has more of an obligation than anyone who's single. So my own experience on this is that I've been approached many times, either in a club or even in a cafe once. There was 2 men sat at a table. They sent me and my friend a cup of coffee and was chatting to us. And then we started talking about their situation. They both said they were married, but one of them said he was unhappily married and asked if he could take my number and blah, blah. And from that point, it was a no, you know. And even on Facebook, if people are talking about their marriages or their relationships, and then they're sending me private messages, and on Instagram, then no, I'm not going to entertain that. And what I want to make clear here is I'm not judging anyone who does make that decision. My reasons is because it shows the character of the person. You know, if you're in a relationship and you're approaching me as a single person, that is telling me about your character, and I'm someone who's really big on character. It's one of my major things when I'm looking for a relationship. It demonstrates how they would treat me. If you can cheat on your girlfriend, then you could cheat on me, and so why would I want to be with you? And it also is part of my standards. You know, my standards are treat people how I would want to be treated, and I believe in karma as well. So if I do something intentionally bad, then it's going to come back later. If it's unintentional, so I start dating someone and I didn't know they were married, but I find out later, then I will still end the relationship, and I have done that before. Or I'll give them the option. When I was 16, I was dating someone, and he went to a college of one of my friends, and she said he's got a girlfriend. And the minute I confronted him and said, you know, you've got to make that decision. We've only really started seeing each other recently, so it was up to him, and he did choose me over the girlfriend, but if he didn't, it would have been fine. So although I'm not judging anyone who's single, who entertains or talks to someone in a relationship, because, you know, that's not me to make that judgment, some of the things that I want to talk about is what's behind it really, what's the underlying reason for people who do this. So if you're in this situation, maybe think about, are you hoping the person is going to leave the relationship to be with you? Now that's like a key common thing that sometimes people think, if I'm better in bed than the wife, or if I'm happy, I'm the fun girl, you know, he's going to have a better time with me, so eventually he'll leave, he'll see how wonderful I am, he'll see how much he's into me. But the truth of the matter is, sometimes people in relationships, they go through like a rut, they go through the boring, mundane things. You can't have a relationship without doing the boring stuff. You know, it's not going to be full of like how it is in the movies. So if they're coming to you as the mistress, they're getting that bit of fun or escapism, but it doesn't mean that that's what they want permanently. If they wanted it permanently, they wouldn't have married their wife. She's obviously bringing something, and they would leave her for you. So that probably isn't the best reason to continue in that like situation. The other thing is, how do you feel deep down about the situation without judging yourself as a person, because judging yourself is not going to make you feel good. Do you believe it's the right thing for everyone involved? Is it right for the man because he's getting the opportunity to have, you know, a wife, a girlfriend, a mistress and stuff? Is it right for you because you're probably being used or you're not getting as much out of it? Is it right for the partner or the wife? That's another thing to think about. Do you have empathy for the other person? You can still be this you know, independent, fierce, powerful woman and say you're going to do what you want, you're going to be with who you want, you know, you don't have to think about, you got no obligation to other women. that to me, it's up to you. If that's your like standards, then I'm not judging a woman for that. However, you can still have empathy for another woman. Maybe the way to do it is to think, if I was truly in love with someone, or I was in a marriage, how would I feel if there was someone out, my husband was out there having affairs or having a mistress? Sometimes putting yourself in someone else's shoes helps you, brings you back to reality, because what you're doing is effectively something you wouldn't want done to you. The other thing to think about is, where do you see this going? Do you see it as a quick fling? Is your husband, the person you're having an affair with, are they paying your rent? Are they giving you money? Are you getting some sort of material thing from it? Is it that you're really in love with this person and you can't cut it off, and you'd rather be a mistress than, even if they don't leave their wife? It's always good to reflect. Where do you see this going? You know, if you're a young woman and you've got lots going for you, then you're also, whilst you're in this affair situation, you're losing out on having a loving relationship with someone else who's single, who could give you all the things you're wanting. So there's a lot of women out there that have been having affairs and been the mistress for numbers of years. The husband has been, the husband of who they're having an affair with has been stringing them along, you know, saying, once this happens, once the kids grow up, then I can leave my wife. Once this happens, I'll leave my wife. I'm unhappy with my wife. I'm not sleeping with her. And then you discover they're having a baby, another baby, or something happens which brings you to reality. You can't take time back. You know, once time has gone, it's gone. And so what I would say to anyone is, think about yourself in these situations, not the husbands necessarily. Think about, you're not going to be able to take this time back. If you've got lots to offer, go and find someone who's willing to give you what you need. The other thing to think about is, what is the person in the relationship thinking? Do you think they love you? Do you think they're just doing this to because they're bored? Do you think they're using you for sex? The more you consider what they're thinking about it, then you can think, oh, okay then, based on his actions, based on how long this has been going on for, based on what he always says to me, I think this is how he sees me. And the other thing to consider is, are you willing to sacrifice all the things you're going to have to be a mistress? You're not going to be able to meet his children. You're not going to be able to go to his house. You're not going to be able to phone him at certain times. You're not going to be able to be at certain functions. You're not going to be able to go to certain events together. You're not going to be able to probably be seen in public a lot of the time. Are you willing to do all of that? You know, is that really how you want to live? Being like a little secret over here. Some people love it, because do you know what? That some people get a buzz from that. And I think if you're getting a buzz from it, the other thing you can consider is, how can I replace the buzz I'm getting from being someone's mistress in a different way? Can I get a buzz if I have a partner and we do role play where we pretend, you know, that we're going to meet in a certain hotel or whatever? There's loads of ways. And the final thing to end on is, if you could change anything about the situation, would you change it? It's never too late. It's never too late to change your decision about something. You don't criticise yourself and say, well, I got myself into this, so I have to continue. Well, I'm in love with him now, I can't stop this. Or his wife has found out, so we might as well carry on. If it doesn't feel right at any point, forget the judgment, forget people who are saying you're a home wrecker or bad things about you. You can stop at any time if it doesn't feel right to you. As human beings, I feel that we need to recognise our value and our worth, and we also have instinct. If something doesn't feel right to us, I don't think usually we don't do it. So yeah, if you could change anything about the situation and you want to, then just change it, and don't wait. So I hope you found this video useful. As I said, we're going to be looking at different topics. This one was cheater versus mistress. I'll be back hopefully tomorrow with a different topic, and I want you to get involved. Leave some comments, let me know what you think, like, share, and I'll see you all again soon. Take care. Bye.